All right, guys, absolutely massive breaking story. ICE has murdered somebody else in Minneapolis. It happened this morning. It was like 5 or 6 officers that were wrestling this guy to the ground, and we have somebody who took a video of it. I'll go ahead and warn you in advance. It is really disturbing to watch, but we'll break it down together. So this is what happened this morning in Minneapolis.
I have to warn you, this is graphic. It is very hard to tell what exactly is happening in the video that I'm about to show you. We don't know what happened before the video was taken. This video is graphic. Let me show you what we've got.
They're doing too much, man, and they keep pushing people, you know?
Okay, so it looks like there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 officers, thugs, murderers on this one guy. Look, they're hitting him while he's on the ground. This one guy, look at this guy right here. He hits him 3 times while he's on the ground.
Oh, what the?
And there's several shots, and I'm going to back it up because you're going to see it's not just one guy. It's like 3 of them that actually shot him. So look, let's take a look here. So you're going to see after he hits him, he hits this guy several times. And then you can see right here, there's a guy right here with the gray hood on. He is actually drawing his gun right now. That's the first shot. Right? You see it. It looks like he's the one who did the first shot right there. And then watch, there's going to be a ton of other ones here. Watch.
Oh.
And then here, you see this guy here. He draws, and he's going to shoot him as well.
What the?
And then this guy also has his gun out and is shooting him too. So at least 3 guys involved in this shooting. Fucking murderers. This is unreal. And he was already on the ground and was being wrestled by like 4 or 5 different agents at least. Hit him in the face 3 times. There's the first shot. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh.
So there's the first shot, and then you're going to see here, this guy right here draws after. So he's going to draw his gun. He pulls out and shoots. And then this guy also walking off to the left here, he has his gun out and he's going to shoot as well. There's a second guy with a fucking gun shooting him. There's a third guy with a gun shooting him.
Oh. What the?
Murdered in cold blood on the streets of Minneapolis. Unreal. And I want to remind everybody that the Democrats have just announced that they're not going to withhold funding, or at least Hakeem Jeffries is not going to whip the votes on his own caucus for them to withhold funding. They're letting 7 Democrats vote with Trump in giving these murderers, like, it's clear as day they've murdered somebody right here in the street. They're going to give them an additional $10 billion in funding. And this is on top of the $100 billion or whatever it is that they have already. They have the largest, this is the largest like paramilitary Gestapo force on earth. They have more money than most militaries. They have more money than the U.S. Marine Corps. And they're getting more money because these Democrats are not holding the line and saying, fuck no, we're not giving you money. We're going to abolish ICE because they are literally murdering Americans in the streets. I don't know what the backstory is on this guy. They said they found a gun. They said that he had a gun and 2 magazines on him. Okay, so this from AP News. It says, man shot during Minneapolis immigration crackdown has died, hospital records show. 51-year-old man shot Saturday by federal immigration officers in Minneapolis has died. The person was shot amid the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Governor Tim Walz said the details surrounding the shooting weren't immediately clear. Department of Homeland Security spokesman Tricia McLaughlin told the AP in a text that the person had a firearm with 2 magazines and that the situation was evolving. Yeah, I believe that. The spokesperson from DHS who just murdered another person. The shooting happened amid widespread daily protests in the Twin Cities since the January 7th shooting of Renee Good, who was killed when an immigration and customs enforcement officer, ICE Gestapo thug, murdered her. Walt, a Democrat, said in a social media post that he had been in contact with the White House after the shooting. He urged President Trump to end the Department of Homeland Security has called its largest ever immigration enforcement operation. Quote, pull the thousands of violent, untrained officers out of Minnesota now. DHS distributed a photo of a handgun they said was on the person who was shot. Guys, I have no doubt in my mind that that gun and these 2 magazines that they allegedly found on him were fucking planted. After the shooting, an angry crowd gathered and screamed profanities at federal officers, calling them cowards and telling them to go home. One officer responded mockingly as he walked away, telling them, quote, boo-hoo. So, Jesus Christ, they just murdered somebody else. And in the same way that Jonathan Ross said, fucking bitch, after he shot and killed Renee Good, this guy said boo-hoo after they shot and killed somebody else. The shooting happened a day after thousands of demonstrators protesting the crackdown on immigrants crowded the city streets in the frigid weather, calling for federal law enforcement to leave. Yeah, this is coming on the day after there was a general strike in Minneapolis, and literally like the entire city, and I guess it was something like 200 other cities in solidarity, all did a general strike and said, yeah, we're not going to work. We're literally going to all stop and protest until ICE leaves Minneapolis and gets the fuck out. I don't put it past them for a second that this picture of the gun that they have and the 2 magazines is a plant, because these guys will do anything to cover their asses. They literally tried to justify Jonathan Ross shooting Renee Good in the face because they said she tried to run him over with her car, even though he shot her 3 times and she was pointing the wheel away from him, trying to get away from him. They're trying to justify that in the same way that they're going to try and justify this. They're going to say they found a gun and that's the reason why they had to kill him. Absolutely unbelievable. I swear to God, they are trying to make things as bad as humanly possible so that Trump can, declare martial law or use the Insurrection Act. They're behaving as if they're never going to have elections again, because I literally think they don't plan on it. Trump's polling is as low as it's ever been. He's underwater on every single issue. Everything that he's doing is deeply unpopular. They know that if they do have an election that's free and fair, they're going to get absolutely crushed in the 2026 midterms. And so I don't think that they really need any kind of an excuse, but they're going to do everything they can to come up with an excuse to say, well, it's just too violent in the streets right now. We can't have an election. Mark my words, that's the plan. But yeah, I just wanted to do a really quick one. ICE murdered yet another person, and this is absolutely disgusting. We have got to get rid of ICE. We have got to arrest these people. We've got to get rid of Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller. They need to be locked up. They're justifying this kind of violence. And it's not just against immigrants. This is against Americans. Renee Good was an American. Yeah, once again, it's put on full display that our country is run by murderous Nazis at this point. There's no other way to describe it. And on the point of, I wouldn't be surprised at all if this is a plant, there's literally video of an ICE plant inside a protest that came out from a couple days ago.
Let him up, man. Wait a minute. Let him up. Police. Let him up. Okay. Hey, get up. Let him go. Get your ass up. You good? That's all they asked. Watch out. He's one of us. Okay, I'm one of them. He's one of us. Okay, good. I'm one of them. You all right, dude? You all right? Come on. Breathe. He's one of us.
How do we know? How do we know?
I was with him earlier.
Why you get ran out earlier?
I don't know. He's one of us. I'm with them. Trust me. Okay. Wonderful people on it. He's been with us the whole time. You touched us, baby. Good. You all right, man? Hey, move back. Move back.
You all right?
Move back right now.
Back up. Back up. Yeah, save your Nazi. Put him in your Nazi van. Go get him some help. He needs a little bit of fucking mental health there. Don't he? Nobody got guns. Yeah, you gonna look me in the eye when you spray me? You gonna look me in the eye when you spray me? You gonna be just like the fucking bad that you scared, right? Nobody got guns. Don't be scared. You gotta look at me. I'm your fucking neighbor. Put the gun down. Everybody got cameras. Everybody got cameras. You have that, and then you burn the bad guys. Yeah, I got it. Keep them on with the gun down. Direct weapon. Everybody got cameras. You got guns. Fuck out of here. Get the tag. Get the tag. Get the bitch. Get the plate.
And if you have any kind of doubt as to whether or not, like, there are agent provocateurs, I want to remind you that they literally caught one during the George Floyd protest back in 2020, which was also in Minneapolis.
Tonight, authorities in Minneapolis say they have finally identified the man they claim incited days of violent protest there after George Floyd was killed. Dubbed the Umbrella Man on social media, he was captured in this viral video breaking windows at this AutoZone, dressed in black, holding an umbrella. In a court filing this week, police identifying him as a white supremacist. Brad Svensson recorded the May 27th incident.
It was strange because he was just casually walking through this war-like space.
According to court documents, the man also spray painted the words "Free Expletive for Everyone Zone" on the business's doors. Not long after, looting and fires began in the area, police say. An officer telling the court, until Umbrella Man, the protest had been relatively peaceful. This individual's sole aim was to incite violence. After a tip, investigators zeroing in on the 32-year-old, police say also a known member of a whites-only motorcycle gang.
So not surprising that a guy who's part of a white supremacist group is busy, like, taking a hammer and smashing out windows, and then he spray painted "free shit for everyone" on the building. And that's when everything in Minneapolis back in 2020 started to devolve. So I promise you, if they said they found a gun on this guy, I promise you it's probably a plant. It's not tin foil hat conspiracy. I promise you that this is done on purpose. Anyway, dude, oh God, our country is absolutely falling apart. We've got to get these fuckers out of there. They're ruining everything. Anyway, hope you guys have a better weekend. Jesus. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you up on more as we know more on this story. Peace.